Pitch is downstairs for a ball. 1-2 now to Bullard. Runners at the corners. 1 out. Sun peeking out of the clouds that are moving overhead. A mostly cloudy afternoon here on this Friday. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed as he elevated a breaking ball and gets his first strikeout of the ball game. Darrell Hicks records his 38th of the year for a big second out of the frame, and now the big right-hander is just an out away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Stetson struck first in yesterday's game, getting 1 off of Mason Adams in the first. Darrell Hicks trying to avoid the same fate. Runners at the corners, 2 gone. And the first pitch to the DH, Daniel Labrador, is a slider for a strike on the outside corner. The right-handed swinging Labrador DHing for the second straight day. Went 0 for 3 yesterday with a strikeout. Labrador has knocked in 9 this season. The 0-1 pitch, runner takes off for second. The pitch is down for a strike. Berg pumps to second and looks the runner back to third. Willing to concede the stolen base to Desereau in order to prevent a run for potentially sneaking in to score. And I feel like I have seen that play with runners at the corners more this year than I ever have in college baseball. Now, it burned Jacksonville last Friday night at North Florida, and Berg was the guy who threw down to second, allowing the first run to come in to score on a play like that. And I imagine that, in scouting and film study, that teams have learned that, hey, well, I might as well keep trying it, because if it works 1 out of every 10 times, and that is, hey, a base hit here scores 2 now as well. 0-2 pitch. Labrador chases down and away and strikes out swinging. And Darrell Hicks gets a couple of big strikeouts to strand a couple of men in scoring position and keep the Hatters off the board in the first. Nick Durgin heads out to the mound for Stetson when we return as the Dolphins' first wraps are upcoming. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner.
Now here, by delivering what your business needs, here's the concept. You earmark 1/3 of your profits to go back into the community, to local charities. Dex Imaging does that. Dex sells and services the world's best copiers and printers, like the BizHub line by Konica Minolta and the Task Alpha line by Kirasia. And when you partner with Dex for your office imaging needs, you're helping support local organizations that help our children have a better future. Dex Imaging, committed to quality, committed to our community. Thanks for helping us create a brighter image for tomorrow.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You've come to the right place.
Bottom of the first inning, first wraps upcoming for Jacksonville in a scoreless ball game here at John Sessions Stadium.
Leading off for your Dolphins, the shortstop, number 2,
Chase Malloy. Malloy leads it off. Jonah Diaz second. Jesus Pacheco third here against the right-handed throwing Nick Durgin. Starts things off with a ball high to begin things. Malloy in yesterday's game, 0 for 4, did drive in a run on a sacrifice fly. The 1-0 pitch has popped up out of play right side. Evening the count at a ball and a strike. Durgin, the redshirt sophomore, 6'3", 230. From Melbourne, Florida, delivers the 1-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed. He's making just his 6th start of the year. Another guy who's dealt with some injury for the Hatters this season. Malloy reaches down and slaps one into left field that rolls out into the glove of DePonzio. A leadoff single for Malloy. That's something we didn't see a lot of yesterday. Jacksonville finding ways to get the leadoff man on. Jacksonville put the leadoff man on in the 3rd inning and the 6th inning and the 7th. Only scored once in that yesterday. And Malloy swiping second on the strike to Diaz to start things off. And Jacksonville has done what I think head coach Chris Hayes has envisioned happening more often this year. Get the leadoff guy on, especially a speedy guy like Malloy, who swipes his 13th base of the year, and move him over and set things up. 0-1 pitch, squaring to bunt. Diaz a bunt down the third base line that lands on the chalk and then caroms off to the left. Makes it 0-2. Kind of tried that little slap bunt. Saw Anthony Rizzo doing that in yesterday's game against the Blue Jays, where you just kind of try and turn and poke it the opposite way at the last second. Now 0-2 to Diaz. I doubt the bunt stays on for the freshman. No batting gloves for Diaz, who steps out for a moment. A practice cut. He's back in. Durgin from the stretch, working third base side of the rubber, comes home and buries an overhand breaking ball down in the dirt, blocked by Pregin. Jacksonville trying to strike first here on this Friday. A good opportunity here with the runner at second and nobody out. 1-2 pitch, a fastball outside, evening the count at 2 apiece. Durgin working away from the left-handed swinging Diaz here in this at-bat. Comes home with the 2-2. And a breaking ball is slapped up the first baseline, foul. Diaz, 15 driven in this season. Went 1 for 4 in yesterday's game, hitting down in the 7 hole. He's back up to a spot he has occupied much of this season, the 2 spot in the order here today. 2-2 pitch, and Diaz spoils another one, foul.
Fans, a reminder to please return all foul balls to concession stands.
So Diaz fell behind 0-2, worked at 2-2, has fouled off the last 2. 7th pitch of the at-bat here to the freshman left fielder. Runner at second, no one out, scoreless game, bottom of the first. The pitch. Diaz fights it off the other way, fielded by the shortstop, Estrella, who goes on to first to get the out there. Malloy able to advance down to third on the play.
The second baseman, number 4, Jesus Pacheco.
Ball hit in front of Malloy, and usually that is a no-no to try and advance on it, but Estrella didn't even give a glance to trying to capture him going to third base, and instead just decided, I'm getting the out where I know I can get it, and gets the first out there. So here's Jesus Pacheco with a runner at third and 1 out, and he takes a first pitch for a strike at the knees. Pacheco, 271 hitter here this year, squares to bunt, pushes it down, back to the mound. No chance for Malloy to come home, so Durgin goes to first and gets the out there. Pacheco able to squeeze in a run in similar fashion last weekend at North Florida, but the one thing you can't do in that scenario, well, there's 2 things you can't do. You can't pop it up, and you can't bunt it right back to the pitcher. And he did the second of those 2. So from A runner at second with nobody out to a runner at third here with 2 outs, and it's up to Christian Coypel to try and drive it in. Jacksonville, who missed on some chances to drive in runs, especially early in yesterday's game, trying to take advantage of an early chance here as he takes upstairs ball 1 to begin the at-bat. The 1-0 from Durgin. Misses down and away. Durgin started last week against Kennesaw State, went 7 innings, a season-long outing in which he surrendered just 2 runs on 7 hits. As Coypel checks his swing on a 1-0 pitch, or 2-0 pitch that missed outside. 3-0 here to Leppy now with a runner at third and 2 outs. The pitch from Durgin is strike 1 call. Durgin's first appearance of the year came on the 11th of March, and he has pitched regularly since then. He's pitched against FAMU in that game, 3-1 pitch. Check swing on ball 4 away, and Coypel draws a 2-out walk to put runners at the corners.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 23, Blake.
So it goes down to the next guy. And Blake DeLameler had a day yesterday. He went 3 for 4 with a run scored. Trying to drive in a run here in this first inning. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. First pitch from Durgin. Fastball low. And DeLameler ahead 1-0. And 5 of the last 6 pitches thrown by Durgin have been ruled outside of the zone, according to home plate umpire Craig Meir. 1-0 offering. Ground ball hit hard to the left side, backhanded deep in the hole at short. They go on to second base, and Coypel just able to beat out the throw. Tried to force out Leppy, the only play to be made there by Estrella, and he nearly made an incredible play to end the inning. But Coypel reaches safely. Malloy scores on the infield single.
Now batting, the catcher, number 20, Jake Bird.
And it's 1-0 Jacksonville. I didn't think Estrella was even going to get to that baseball, which was hit hard and deep into the hole at short. He ranged over, was able to backhand it and threw immediately, falling away down to second base. It one-hopped to Dessereau. Here's Jake Berg. First pitch swinging, and a short fly ball out to shallow left field, and it is caught basket style by the third baseman Traficante over his head. He makes the catch to end the inning and strand a couple of men on, limiting Jacksonville to just 1. What a catch by Traficante. A great play for the Stetson third baseman. It's 1-0 Jacksonville as we head to the second. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. Top of the second inning, Jacksonville on top 1-0 against Stetson.
Now batting the third baseman, number 3,
Camden Traficante, who made the incredible play down the left field line to end the last half inning, leads it off. Usually where you want the guy that made the great defensive play to hit first the next half inning, first pitch swinging, and he was thinking, let me jump all over a fastball. He did, but fouls it off to the left side. Oh, 1. Daryl Hicks goes right at the bottom of the zone. Not called a strike. 1-1 to Traficante, to be followed by Anthony DeFabia and Andrew Estrella here this inning. Ground ball up the middle. Gets through the legs of Daryl Hicks, but positioned behind the bag at second base on the shift. Chase Malloy, the shortstop, scoops and throws in time for out number 1.
The right fielder, number 8, Anthony DeFabia.
Base is empty, 1 out here in this top of the second, 1-0 Jacksonville. And the first pitch, a called strike. DeFabia getting his first opportunity to come to the plate here this inning, or this series, I should say, as he takes strike 2 on the outside edge. The right-handed swinging right fielder hitting .293 this season. The sophomore making his 26th start of the year. Chokes up on the bat slightly. Daryl Hicks with the 0-2. And it's a low fastball that is fouled off by DeFabia for another opportunity. .0-2 again. Slider that is poked up the middle into center, and DeFabia with a single, the 4th hit of the game already here for Stetson. All of them singles. It's a 1-out base hit for the Hatters here in the second inning.
Now batting the shortstop, number 50, Andrew Estrella.
Brings up Estrella, the shortstop. The freshman went 0 for 4 yesterday with a run scored, struck out a pair of times. Long hold for Daryl Hicks, who now comes home with the first pitch. A fastball located in the low outside corner for a strike. Sun has come back out here on this Friday. Wind fairly steady. Not quite like it was in the middle innings of yesterday's game, but a relatively stiff breeze that is actually blowing in here this afternoon. Kind of in from left. 0-1 pitch. Fastball high that Berg has to hop up out of his crouch to grab. 1-1 on Estrella with the runner DeFabia at first after the single. DeFabia has attempted 2 stolen bases this year and is successful in both of them as a breaking ball down in the dirt, and Estrella ruled to have gone around on the check swing. And he could not believe that call from home plate umpire Craig Meir. But he is behind 1-2 here in the count after stepping out for a moment to collect himself and glance down to head coach Steve Trimper, who's coaching third base. He gets back into the box now, batting right-handed, and watches as Daryl Hicks throws over to first. One, two. Slider, strike three and looking, and Estrella knew it. Down on strikes for the third strikeout of the ballgame for Michael Darrell Hicks. It's the second out here in the second, and it brings up 9-hole hitter Christian Pregent, who had himself a very good day yesterday, going 2 for 3 with a double, a run scored, also drew a walk, struck out once. Runner at first, 2 outs. Darrell Hicks out of the stretch, comes home, overthrows a fastball that is backhanded by Berg behind the dish. Pregent enters today's game in his 22nd start of the season, batting .175. Yesterday, his second multi-hit game of the year, as a breaking ball buried in the dirt makes it 2-0. He went 2 for 3 against Maine back on May 14th. Drove in a pair in that game as well. Picked up his 4th double of the season yesterday. 2-1 pitch, grounded hard to the left side, but just fouled to the left of the bag at third. And Pregent was just inches away from another extra base hit right there. He pulled his double down the left field line yesterday. Jackson Grabsky shifted to cover the line a little bit more in his ensuing at-bats after that, and Grabsky now shifts another step over to guard the line a little bit closer here. Pregent really likes pulling the baseball. Runner at first, 2 outs, the 2-1. Fastball away. Well, Darrell Hicks doesn't want to walk Pregent and turn the order over here, which may be the obvious statement of the day. But he has fallen behind the Stetson 9-hole hitter. Jacksonville leading 1-0, top of the second. The 3-1. Fouled straight back.
Fans, please remember to return all foul balls to concession stands.
So DeFabia still at first after his single to center. The second man up here this inning, the 4th hit of the ballgame for Stetson. And now a full count here on Pregent with 2 outs. The pitch, runner goes, and it is ball 4, maybe a little low. Very close pitch taken by Pregent, and he draws a 2-out walk to move DeFabia down to second and bring up the top of the order for the second time today. And Cameron Hill with a chance to do some damage here with 2 outs. He had a hit his first time up. DeFabia at second, Pregent at first. And Hill, already with 3 hits here in this series, takes down in the dirt ball 1, blocked nicely by Jake Berg. Time called. Berg wants to walk out to the mound and have a chat with Darrell Hicks. Pacheco joined him, meeting adjourned and ready to resume action. First and second, 2 outs. Exactly who Stetson wants to have up in a situation like this. Hill tied for the team high with 19 driven in this year. He awaits a 1-0. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Hill in his first year with Stetson, no stranger to big-time baseball, having played in the SEC at Kentucky before transferring in for his redshirt senior season here with Stetson. 1-1 pitch. He takes a breaking ball in the inner half for strike 2 called. So Darrell Hicks has gone from down in the count to ahead here, trying to retire Hill, something Jacksonville pitching has struggled with at points here this weekend. And strand a couple of men on for the second straight inning and preserve that 1-run lead. The 1-2. Hill, did he go around on the breaking ball? Or did it hit him? They appeal. Down to second, he did not go around. Hill was jumping around like the ball hit him, but he's not being granted first base. So it's just ball 2. Interesting. Darrell Hicks tried to bury a slider down and in on the left-handed swinging Hill. Was unsuccessful, but he's lucky that's all it was, just ball 2. His 2-2 offering now is fouled off to the left side. Hill started 28 games for the Wildcats last year in Lexington. Played in 48, hit .245. Two, bouncing ball up the middle. Pacheco charges in, shovels sideways to the covering Malloy at second base, who forces out Pregent for out number 3. And Michael Darrell Hicks has worked around a couple of base runners again here in the second to hold Stetson scoreless. We head to the home half. It's 1-0 Jacksonville on top. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. Bottom third of the Jacksonville order coming up here in the bottom of the second. Jacksonville leading Stetson 1-0, trying to even up the series at 1 apiece here on this Friday afternoon. The finale scheduled for tomorrow at 1 o'clock. First pitch from Nick Durgin, and Grabsky lifts it up to deep left field, but hanging up in the wind, and DePonzio a couple of steps back, able to settle underneath for the first out of the inning. And Jackson Grabsky going with the high cuffed pants look for what I believe is unofficially the first time in his career. Yeah, you know, baseball guys, a lot of times they'll just be like, I'm just going to do something to mix it up. See if that helps things out. Here's Tommy Joseph, the switch hitting DH. And he takes a strike on the inner half as he bats left-handed here against the right-handed throwing Durgin. 1 out, base is empty. The pitch grounded down to second base. Slowly hit, scooped by Desero onto first in plenty of time for out number 2 here in this second. And here comes Cam Ridley. Well, Durgin's trying for about the quickest half inning you can see. He's thrown just 3 pitches and gotten 2 outs. First pitch into the right-handed swinging Ridley, and he takes a strike called on the inner half. Durgin glove up in front of the face. He's ready. Ridley stepped out for a moment, now back in, 0-1 offering. And a fastball down and away evens the count. Ridley went 2 for 3 yesterday, as the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. For Cam, he collected his third multi-hit game of the season. Batting average up over 200 now, 205. 1-2 down and away. And if he's a guy that could even hit 250 for you and find ways to get on base when he's not collecting hits, man, he could really provide that second leadoff type spot. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Pregin, and it's a full count here to Ridley, trying to extend this inning with 2 outs. Already the longest AB by a long shot here in this second, as the previous 2 guys were retired on just 3 pitches. Payoff offering to Ridley, and a hard hit ground ball through the hole at short into left. And Ridley is starting to find it here at the plate as he collects his 3rd hit of the series. A 2-out single, and the order turns over from Chase Malloy. Malloy already 1 for 1 today. Came in to score the lone run of the contest an inning ago. He stands in with a runner at first and 2 outs. Does Ridley take off? First pitch swinging is in at the knees for a strike. First pitch swinging, I think I said. First pitch from Durgin is in at the knees for a strike. And they check on Ridley, who's back in safely without a tag. Cam this year, 6 for 8 in stolen bases. He swiped one yesterday. And they check on him again. Quite a few steals in yesterday's contest. 3 Hatters recorded stolen bases, including 2 for DePonzio. And then Blake DeLamar and Cam Ridley for Jacksonville both had 1 each. 0-1 pitch, runner goes. Pitch is outside for a ball, throw down to second, and Ridley able to slide in just ahead of the accurate throw from Christian Pregin, and that is his 2nd stolen base of the series and his 7th of the year. One and one here on Malloy. Malloy takes the slider up and out. Two balls, 1 strike to Chase Malloy, who was driven in by DeLamar in the first. Now has a chance to knock in a run himself. 2-1, and he fouls it straight back. Malloy put together some good ABs here this week, despite not a whole lot to show for it. He went for 2 hits on Tuesday, went 0 for 4 yesterday, but competed at the plate, did drive in a run. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Big breaking ball, and Malloy out in front, and Cam Ridley stranded at second as it remains 1-0 as we head to the 3rd here at John Sessions Stadium. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Jacksonville and Stetson. Leading things off for the Hatters here in the third, Nick DePonzio, who is 1 for 1 today with a single. DePonzio, a pair of hits so far here in this series, tips the first pitch into the mitt. A changeup on the outside edge to DePonzio. Been an effective pitch to left-handed hitters for Michael Darrell Hicks here today as the wind picks up a little bit blowing in from left field. 0-1 pitch, fastball high and outside. Nick DePonzio, Johan Desiro, and Jacob Bullard here this inning for Stetson, who trail Jacksonville 1-0. Dolphins have led 3 times throughout the course of this series so far, have never led by more than a run. 1-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball that just misses low. Excellent job by DePonzio to hold up on that one. Deep breath for Darrell Hicks, comes home with the 2-1. And misses outside for ball 3. Darrell Hicks delivers the 3-1 pitch, pumps in a fastball in at the knees for strike 2. Full count to DePonzio. Fourth full count worked against Darrell Hicks already in this game, and everyone has reached against him when they've gotten the count full. Here's his 50th pitch of the afternoon, and this time he breaks the trend with a swing and a miss. And DePonzio, reaching away, strikes out. The 4th strikeout of the ballgame for Darrell Hicks, who has 41 now on the year, which is a perfectly respectable number. But then you look at what his teammate Mason Adams has done this year, racking up 80 strikeouts on the season. Swing and a miss. Johan Desiro behind in the count 0-1, and you start looking at, okay, what are the most strikeouts in a season for a Jacksonville pitcher, and how close could Adams potentially get to that? The 0-1, changeup, down and outside. So last year was the first time that Jacksonville had had a pitcher record 100 or more strikeouts in nearly a decade. Foul ball lifted out of play to the left side. Tyler Santana racked up 102 last season, and it was the first time since Chris Anderson in 2013 that a Dolphin pitcher had topped the century mark in strikeouts in a season. He had 101 that year. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays out and up. The record in a season, 1989, Kenny Kalina had 130 that season. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Michael Darrell Hicks with back-to-back Ks here to start the third, and has 5 now in the ballgame, bringing up Jacob Bullard with the bases empty and 2 gone. Someone who's a little better at math than me will have to do the what is Mason Adams on pace for strikeout-wise, based off the amount of games that are left, innings, average starts, stuff like that. We'll see if IT can get on that one going forward, our crack investigative team. First pitch misses away, 1-0 here to Bullard. .0 pitch downstairs. Only 8 pitchers all time in Jacksonville history have gone over 100. And Adams, barring anything unforeseen, seems like a shoo-in to at least top 100 strikeouts on the year. 2-0 swung on and missed. It'll be fun to continue to watch him. One of the great what-ifs is the season that Trent Palmer was headed for back in 2020 before he was prematurely cut short. He was at, I think it was 47 strikeouts through 1 month of the season. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider away, waved at. And Bullard steps out for a moment. He is fanned already once here today. 2 outs, base is empty. 2-2 pitch from Darrell Hicks. A slider just down and outside, full count. Darrell Hicks comes home, and a foul ball knocked backward. Also, pretty incredible, Michael Baumann, who was until last year, the all-time leading strikeout pitcher in Jacksonville baseball history, never topped 100. He had 97 in 2017, his best year. Payoff pitch again, and another foul ball off to the right side. Now, he was passed in the record book last year in career strikeouts by Tyler Santana. Santana finished his career with 285 strikeouts. 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. And Darrell Hicks strikes out the side. So a strikeout-themed inning comes to a close. Darrell Hicks doing his best effort on the mound so far, holding Stetson scoreless through 3. We head to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Jacksonville on top. You're listening to JU Baseball from Van Wagner on the Jacksonville Dolphin Sports Network. Jonah Diaz leading off the bottom of the third inning. Takes upstairs from Nick Durgin to begin things. 1-0 Jacksonville on top of Stetson here this afternoon. 37th pitch of the day for Durgin is flied into shallow center. Hill a couple of steps in, and he hauls it in for out number 1.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 4.
So far, Durgin has allowed just the 3 hits and the 1 run. Jesus Pacheco tried to squeeze in the run in the first, but bunted right back to Durgin on the mound, who's all business up there, man. He stands up. He is just waiting to get back to work and locates a fastball for a strike on the outside edge. Chris Gonzalez yesterday, very much the same way for Stetson. These pitchers, they don't fool around. They're ready to get in a rhythm and go. 0-1 pitch, misses down and away. And heck, I appreciate that. Pacheco chokes up on the bat slightly and waves and fouls a slider off to fall behind 1-2. Pacheco 1 for 5 in yesterday's game, 0 for 1 so far here today. 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2. Durgin delivers. Fouled off to the right of the press box here. Remains a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The pitch. Pacheco skies hit high into shallow right field. Going back, the second baseman, Desero, in shallow right makes the catch for out number 2. Base is empty, 2 outs. Durgin got a quick 2 outs an inning ago before giving up the single to Ridley, who stole second but was stranded there. Here is Coypel, who walked his first time up, trying to extend another inning and make Durgin work a little bit more here. If anything, Daryl Hicks has actually had more of a stressful outing than Durgin has, despite the difference on the scoreboard right now in favor of JU. First pitch swinging, changeup waved at and missed. Durgin's thrown less pitches, and while kind of battling there a little bit in the first, Daryl Hicks has had to strand men on each of the first 2 innings until his quote-unquote easiest inning as Coypel swings and misses another pitch away. Last inning, but, you know, striking out the side is still a little more work than, say, getting 2 ground outs and a fly out in an inning, because you usually end up having to throw more pitches, and those counts worked pretty deep each time. 0-2 here to Coypel. Takes down in the dirt, ball 1. Delamler on deck for Jacksonville. 1-0 Dolphins lead, bottom of the third. 1-2. Ground ball right side, cut down by Desero, sliding to his left, and he's up to his feet, throws in time, and there is the inning-ending ground out. Nice play made in the field by the Stetson second baseman. Hatters have really picked it here this weekend thus far. It is 1-0 JU through 3 here at John Sessions. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. One 0 Jacksonville. We head to the fourth. And Stetson leads it off with Daniel Labrador, the DH. Daniel Labrador, Camden Traficante, Anthony DeFabia due up here this inning for Stetson. Michael Daryl Hicks back out, his 64th pitch of the day. Swung on, grounded hard to the left side and under the glove of Jackson Grabsky and down into the left corner where it is dug out by Diaz, holding Labrador to a single.
Now batting the third baseman, number 3, Camden Traficante.
First pitch misses low to Traficante. Going down as an error on Grabsky, who elected to go to the backhand there and just came up empty on a ball that went, he didn't even have to move, it went right past him. Just wasn't able to stop it. 2-0 here on Traficante as Stetson back with a man on base after they were retired in order in the third. 4 in a row, sat down by Darrell Hicks prior to that. And a breaking ball down and in that gets away from Berg. And a wild pitch moves the runner up. Three and 0 here to Traficante. And another one down and in, and a 4-pitch walk. So things building for Stetson here in the fourth. 2 on, no one out. And here comes pitching coach Jerry Edwards out to try and settle things down a bit. So Labrador reaches to lead off the inning. And then the 4-pitch walk to Traficante, and most of those were pretty far outside. Does DeFabia get the bunt sign here? Head coach Steve Trimper taking advantage of the mound visit to come in from third and gather his coaches as well as DeFabia and Estrella to have a chat near his dugout. Edwards on a trot back to the Jacksonville dugout at the third baseline. Trimper on a jog down to his coaching box at third.
Now batting for the Hatters, the right fielder, number 8, Anthony DeFabia.
DeFabia singled in the second. He's trying to tie this game up or at least move the runners over and set the table for Estrella. Nobody out, runners at first and second. Darrell Hicks has the signs from Berg. A long look to second base and his first pitch. DeFabia shows bunt, pulls the bat back on a pitch that missed inside. DeFabia shows bunt again, able to pull back on another pitch that misses, this one low and outside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to DeFabia. And, you know, these are situations in which, you know, a guy's going to bunt. You don't necessarily, I guess, want to make it the easiest thing in the world, but you still want to throw strikes. Last thing you want to do is allow them to move the runners up without even putting the ball in play. 6 straight pitches out of the zone for Darrell Hicks, and this bunt popped up right side. Pacheco comes in, fields at the edge of the infield grass, and tosses over to first. As DeFabia put it in a pretty good spot to execute the sacrifice.
Now batting the shortstop, number 50.
Runners at second and third with 1 out. And Andrew Estrella with the chance to tie or give Stetson the lead here with 1 out in the fourth. Estrella today 0 for 1, struck out looking his first time up. The freshman hitting under 230 now on the year. He tries to bunt and fouls it off. Stetson going small ball here, though the element of surprise may be off. Estrella, someone who has driven in just 6 runs this season. Coipel creeping in at the corner at first. Grabsky just behind the bag at third. 0-1 pitch. And Estrella showing bunt again. Pitch misses low. Ball 1. 1-1. He squares the bunt and pushes it up the first baseline foul. All right, now you have to figure the bunt play likely off for Stetson with the 2 strikes. And Estrella will be forced to try it the old-fashioned way. Pregent is on deck. He's knocked in 11 this year and has been on base 3 times, make it 4 times here this weekend. 1 out, runners at second and third. 1-2 pitch from Darrell Hicks. Look out, that one was over the head. No, it hit Estrella. And Darrell Hicks shouting into his glove in frustration at not executing that pitch. 1-2 on the hitter who couldn't get the bunt down, and you hit him.
Now batting the catcher, number 34, Christian Pregent.
Well, the double play now, there's a chance for it at least for Jacksonville with Pregent coming up. You figure he is a potential double play candidate. He's grounded into 1 so far this season. Bases loaded, 1 out. Darrell Hicks has worked his way out of trouble in 2 of his 3 innings prior to this one. Can he do so again here? First pitch to Pregent, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Pregent drew a walk on a full count back in the second. Was forced out on a fielder's choice to end the inning. Darrell Hicks had 76 pitches here today. Another breaking ball. This one stays up and in. 1-1 here on Pregent. Great opportunity for Stetson to get on the board here in this 4th. This is a group that missed a couple of chances already here today in the first and in the second. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. That was a pretty darn good pitch there from Michael Darrell Hicks as he go back to it here, trying to punch out Pregent for out number 2. Darrell Hicks, 6 strikeouts so far today. None yet this inning. An error, a walk, and a hit batsman. No hits yet this inning for the Hatters. 1-2. Pregent takes down low. It squeaks between the legs of Berg, but he chases it down at the edge of the dirt cutout behind the plate. Two and 2 to the Stetson catcher. Top of the order looming on deck. Hatters trying to tie this game or take the lead here in the 4th, trailing 1-0. Back to high-stress innings for Michael Darrell Hicks on the mound. 2-2 pitch, swing, and a miss. And he strikes out Pregent for out number 2 and his 7th strikeout of the ball game.
Now batting the center fielder, number 2, Cam Hill.
For Darrell Hicks, he is 1 shy of his season high in strikeouts with his 7th of the ball game now. Here comes Cameron Hill, the leadoff man, who's 1 for 2 here today. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch swinging and a foul ball back. He's the 6th man to the plate here this inning for Stetson. And if Darrell Hicks finds a way to get him out, my goodness, he will have pulled off some miracles here on a Good Friday. He nods at the pitch he likes. Deep breath, 0-1. Hill watches the slider run down and in. Kentucky transfer had a chance to drive in runs in the second with runners at first and second. And 2 outs. He grounded into the inning-ending fielder's choice. A chance for redemption here in the 4th. 1-1 pitch. Hill checks his swing. Boy, I thought he may have gone around. I thought that pitch was a strike regardless. They appeal down to second base where Vic Carell says he did not go. Not sure where that one missed. 2-1 here to Hill. "83 pitches for Michael Darrell Hicks. He's been working around base runners on much of the day. 2-1. Another pitch low and nowhere to put Hill. Darrell Hicks walks behind the mound here for a second. A guy who pitches with some emotion on his sleeve and certainly probably a little frustrated with both himself and how certain things out of his control have gone this inning. "3-1 pitch. Hill fouls it off to the left side and outs. Full count. So the drama heightens here in this top of the 4th. Bases loaded. 2 outs and a full count. On the leadoff man for Stetson, Cameron Hill, with Jacksonville clinging to a 1-0 lead. Well, what is your best pitch here if you're Michael Darrell Hicks? Because you got to go to it. I'm thinking he goes to the slider. He deals, goes fastball in on the hands, grounded foul right side. Tried to sneak one past Hill, who just did catch a piece of it. Now perhaps we see that breaking ball set up by the fastball. Base is still loaded with 2 outs. 7th pitch of the at-bat to Hill. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. There was the slider. Darrell Hicks has matched his career high with 8 Ks. And he strands the bases loaded. Stetson has left 7 on base here today, and Jacksonville leads 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. Blake Delano leading off the bottom of the 4th inning against Nick Durchin. Fouls the first pitch he sees. Had a play to the right side. The 0-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-2 on Delano, who drove in the lone run of this game with an infield single in the first. 1-0 Jacksonville. 2 teams who combined for 7 hits and 1 error in this game. Fastball high. Ground ball hit to the left side again. Charging in, Estrella sets his feet, throws on to first, and just does get the speedy Delano in time. That was a closer play than I think Estrella had in mind when he was fielding that one, but the Lammeler, who runs very well, put some pressure on him up the line. But a ground out starts off the fourth. And that is 5 in a row sat down by Durgin. First pitch to Jake Berg, the left-handed swinging catcher, takes downstairs ball one. One 0 high and away. Berg today 0 for 1. An excellent play made by Traficante down the left field line to retire him his first time up. Here's a fly ball out into left field. DePonzio going back to his right, reaches up and makes the grab for out number 2. Durgin has settled into a nice rhythm here in the mid part of this one.
Number 5, Jackson Grabsky.
Base is empty for Jackson Grabsky. 2 outs. First pitch he sees, he takes down low for ball 1. Durgin has not had to work real deep here as of late. As he has gotten ahead of hitters, he has gotten guys as he locates there for a strike to even up the count at 1-1 to Grabsky. And he has retired Jacksonville hitters in rather quick order here, as he is still under 60 pitches on the day. A big swing and a miss, 1-2. Grabsky ahead of that breaking ball. That was just the 57th pitch of the afternoon for Durgin, who is on track to work pretty deep into this one. Trying to sit down Grabsky here, the 1-2. Breaking ball grounded to the left side of the infield, fielded by Estrella. Spinning throw on to first, and he gets the out. What a play by the freshman. Stetson has flashed some leather here today, as they have managed to rob a couple of Dolphins of base hits here this afternoon, and none more impressive than that play by the sensational freshman shortstop. And that keeps Grabsky off the base paths and ends the inning. We head to the 5th. It is 1-0 Jacksonville. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. Nick DePonzio coming to the plate to lead things off for Stetson in the 5th. They still trail Jacksonville 1-0. The lone run scored in this game back in the 1st, and that has been it. Both pitchers have done it a little bit differently, but they've been fantastic here today. First pitch to DePonzio from Michael Darrell Hicks, his 88th of the ball game, is a fastball on the inside edge called strike one to the left-handed swinging left fielder, who is 1 for 2 today with a single back in the 1st. Struck out his last time up, the 0-1. That one runs a little far inside on DePonzio. 1-1 high and away. Darrell Hicks bounces in the 2-1 pitch. Well, he's fallen behind his fair share of hitters here today, but what he has done a pretty good job of is when he falls behind, he has worked his way back into counts. Really only one that truly got away from him, and that was the 4-pitch walk to Traficante last inning. Swing and a miss. Full count here to DePonzio. DePonzio, the first man up here in the 5th for Stetson. Breeze still blowing in from left here on this Friday afternoon. Payoff pitch, fouled out of play to the left side. I feel like they've all landed in it, but just about the same spot over there, just beyond the third base stands. Where some poor souls tend to park. Not me. I stay way away on the other side. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball sprayed down towards short. Charging in on it. Malloy throws on the run. Low but dug out by Coypel for out number 1. Nice play made by the Jacksonville shortstop. For the first out here in the 5th, bringing up Johan Desero. A quick story. One time many years ago, I used to park kind of right behind where the offices are located here at John Sessions Stadium. For those that are familiar, you'll know what I'm talking about. You pull in on that little dirt road that leads to the parking down the third base line, and there's one spot kind of right there on the right side. First pitch swung on and missed, a changeup. I parked there until one day I pulled in and there was a car already in the spot, and I was mad. I was like, dang it, that's my spot. That's where I park, right here. Easy in and out from the stadium. 0-1 pitch. Had some equipment I had to lug up as well. Foul ball off to the left side, 0-2. So I went and parked out in the parking lot. There used to be the old tennis courts out beyond the right field line here in the Valley area. And at that point, I came out after the game as the 0-2 pitch is grounded foul right side. Came out after the game and noticed a commotion all around that car. Back windshield busted. Foul ball had knocked it out. And I said, well, that was a sign. I'm never parking over here again. And I parked in the same spot out beyond right field ever since. Ground ball right side again. Another foul ball. Remains an 0-2 count to Desero. Another 0-2, and Desero, ground ball back to the mound. Darrell Hicks elects to lob on to first. Is it a foul ball or in play fair? And they say a fair ball, but now the umpires are coming together. The first base umpire, Jay Furlong, said out. But Mir Furlong-Carrell set to have a quick powwow about it up the first base line to see whether or not that ball was off the foot of Desero. And they confirm that Desero out on the grounder back to the mound. So it goes down as 1-3 in sort of a disjointed second out of the inning.
Now batting the first.
And there are 2 down with the bases empty here in the 5th for Jacob Bullard. Bullard 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. The cleanup hitter for the Hatters. Darrell Hicks sets and comes home. His 100th pitch of the ball game is a fastball low. Longest outing of this season for MDH came against Kennesaw State at home, 6 innings. He locates a fastball in the upper right-hand corner for strike 1. He's trying to close out his 5th inning of work here and give himself a chance to come out for the 6th. 1-1 pitch, a slider low. Last week was the most pitches he has thrown in a game, 104 in his 5 2/3 at North Florida. Shakes off a sign before settling in, the 2-1 offering. A slider low and away. Ground ball down the third base line that rolls to the left of the bag at third, with Grabsky charging after it. It's a foul ball to fill up the count. Man, we've seen a lot of this here today. Eighth full count of the ball game worked by a Hatter, and it stays a full count as he fouls it off to the right side. Bullard's still alive. That's a big reason why the pitch count for Darrell Hicks is what it is, working here in the fifth. At 106 now. And climbing with 2 outs and the bases empty in the top of the fifth. Jacksonville sent some Dolphins down to the bullpen in the last half inning. Payoff pitch is ball 4, down and outside, and a 2-out walk to Bullard extends the inning.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 44, Daniel Labrador.
So here is Labrador, who has struck out and reached on an error. He was stranded at third the last inning. Clouds moving overhead again here at John Sessions. Runner at first, 2 outs. First pitch swinging and a high pop-up left side of the infield. It is Grabsky coming in a long way from third, over in front of the mound, makes the catch and ends the inning. So the 2-out walk does not hurt Darrell Hicks, who has held Stetson scoreless through 5. We head to the bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Jacksonville on top. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner on the Jacksonville Dolphins Sports Network. Designated hitter Tommy Joseph leading off the bottom of the fifth. Nick Durgin back out for another inning of work as he misses low on his first offering, his 59th pitch here of the game. Durgin comes home and misses away again. 2-0 here to Joseph, who is 0 for 1 here today. Durgin locates this time at the letters for a strike. Out of his 61 pitches, 38 have been strikes here today. Durgin sets his 2-1. Comes in with a slider and locates, and it's 2-2 here to Joseph, who grounded out to second base his first time up. Jacksonville hasn't had a base runner since the second inning. The 2-2 pitch, high and away. That was a 2-out single for Cam Ridley. Payoff pitch. Ground ball right side. It is backhanded by Bullard, who tosses to the covering Durgin, and there is out number 1.
The center fielder, number 12.
So it brings up Cam Ridley, the last man to reach here against Durgin, who has sat down 9 in a row. First pitch from Durgin. And that's a called strike on the outside corner to Ridley, 0-1. Ridley singled in the second inning with 2 outs. Stole second base, was stranded there when Malloy struck out to end the inning. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball down toward third. Fielded by Trafficante at the edge of the infield grass. Sets his feet, throws accurately on to first. 2 down. To say that Nick Durgin's in a rhythm right now would be underselling it. I mean, he is in complete control of this game. This is the guy that, Stetson expected to see this season as he starts things off with a strike to Malloy at the knees with a slider. I mean, Durgin coming in with great performances in his career already. A ground ball down to short, and that time Estrella up with its sidearms on to first. And another 1-2-3 inning for Nick Durgin on the mound, who has retired 10 straight Jacksonville Dolphins. We head to the 6th. It's 1-0. Jacksonville still on top. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. Dolphins go to the bullpen here in the 6th inning. Michael Darrell Hicks leaves the game after 5 innings of scoreless baseball in which he held Stetson to no runs on 4 hits, struck out 8. He walked 3 and hit 1, and was magnificent when it came to stranding base runners, leaving a grand total of 8 hatters on base in his outing. So Leighton Alley coming in to try and hold the lead for Jacksonville. He gets Camden Trafficante, Anthony DeFabia, and Andrew Estrella here in the 6th inning. 1-0, Dolphins on top. JU being out-hit by Stetson in this game, 4-3. JU doesn't have a hit since the 2nd. But the pitching and defense has kept him alive. First pitch, a strike to the switch-hitting Trafficante, who flips around. No, I guess he's been batting left-handed the whole day. That wouldn't make any sense because the last guy who pitched was also right-handed. 0-1 pitch. Down and outside, ball 1. Trafficante 0-for-1 with the ground out and a walk today. And Alley misses away, ball 2. Leighton last pitched on Tuesday night through an inning and 2/3 of scoreless baseball against UCF, struck out 2. The 2-1 pitch. There's a strike on a check swing by Trafficante at the bottom of the zone. Trying to retire the leadoff man here in this 6th inning. Alley comes home with the 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 on the day for Leighton Alley, who racks up his 9th of the year. This is the 12th appearance of the season for the side-arming right-hander Alley, the St. Augustine native. 11 1/3 innings coming into today's action. 14 hits allowed, 9 runs, 7 earned. He now has 9 strikeouts and has walked 3 this year. First pitch swinging, and a high fly ball out into deep left center field, but this one hanging up there for Ridley, who on a slight jog to his right reels it in for out number 2. DeFabio retired on just 1 pitch, and there are 2 outs here in the 6th. Here's Estrella, who has done it all defensively here today and has been on base once when he was hit by a pitch on an errant 1-2 delivery by Michael Darrell Hicks to load the bases. First pitch misses inside on the right-handed swinging Estrella, ball 1. The Stetson shortstop looking for his first hit of the day. 1-0 pitch. And a line drive down the line in left, but a foul ball by about 1.5 feet. Jacksonville doesn't have a hit since the 2nd. Neither does Stetson. So the 2 teams combined for 7 hits in the first 2 innings and don't have a hit since. The pitch down and away, 2-1 to Estrella. The DeFabia single, the last base hit for the Hatters. Now, they put a handful of men on base throughout the course of the ensuing innings, but none of them scored. 2-1 pitch, sprayed to the right and foul, evening the count. Bases empty, 2 gone, 1-0 Jacksonville. Top of the 6th inning. And Leighton Alley trying to sit down the Hatters in order here in his first inning of relief work. He comes home with the 2-2. And another foul ball, this one back into the netting. Remains a 2-2 count. Alley sets another 2-2. And it is strike 3 called as he dots the outside corner. And Estrella down on strikes. Alley bookends the inning with a pair of Ks and sits down the Hatters in order in the 6th. We head to the home half. Jacksonville bringing 2, 3, and 4. Diaz, Pacheco, and Coypel to the plate when we return. 1-0 Jacksonville. You're listening to JU Baseball from Van Wagner on the Jacksonville Dolphin Sports Network. Diaz. 1-0 Jacksonville, bottom of the 6th. The pitcher's duel here on a Friday afternoon. Jacksonville trying to even the series at a game apiece. Stetson looking for a series victory as Jonah Diaz leads off the bottom of the 6th inning against Nick Durgin, who misses down and outside to the lefty swinging left fielder to begin the at-bat. Durgin comes home with a 1-0, and a swing and a miss evens the count. Nick Durgin, that was his 70th pitch of the ball game. he has been in an absolute rhythm since the second, retiring 10 straight. Misses on a breaking ball away, and Diaz ahead 2-1. Jonah today 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. The pitch. Runs a fastball in on the hands of Diaz, called a strike. Jonah Diaz, Jesus Pacheco, Christian Coypel due up. 2-2. A slapper right side that skips under the glove of the diving second baseman, Desero, who got eaten up by the turf monster out there working to his left. Just kind of tripped over the clay and fell down, unable to get to that baseball, and a leadoff single for Jonah Diaz. And Desero over to do some work over there on that spot where he lost his footing. Runner at first, and here is Pacheco squaring to bunt. Pulls the bat back on a pitch that misses down and in. Pacheco tried to bunt earlier in this game to squeeze in a run and was unsuccessful in the fact that he bunted it right back to the pitcher and didn't plate the run. "1-0 is outside for ball two. Pacheco again was looking to bunt, but hasn't gotten a pitch that he could handle yet. Coach Hayes flashing the signs from out in front of the third base dugout. Diaz at first base after his first hit of the game and the first hit for Jacksonville since the second inning as we work here in the bottom of the sixth. 2-0. Pacheco swinging as the runner goes and fouls it back. Desero at second base had started to creep in a little bit more. And so Jacksonville tried to just swing away. Two balls and a strike on the Jacksonville second baseman, who's 0 for 2. Desero back about even, maybe a little bit behind the bag at second base. Playing a little closer than Estrella is. They throw over to first to check on Diaz, who's back in without a tag. Pacheco now hitting .266 on the year, has knocked in 10 runs this season, hitting in the 3-hole. 2-1 pitch, bunt back on, he pushes it foul at the first base line. Pacheco swinging away here. Do they sit there and go slash play, perhaps, to try and play with Stetson a little bit, keep him honest? Runner at first, nobody out. He squares to bunt, and they throw over to first. He had squared well before Durgin threw over, so I can't imagine that throw over was to try and learn anything in particular about how this play may go down. Pacheco no square this time, watches a 2-2 pitch miss down in the dirt, blocked by Prejean, sliding to his right. Full count. Durgin closing in on 80 pitches now on the afternoon. His next is his 79th. Diaz takes off, 3-2 pitch, bouncing ball toward Estrella at short. No play at second base. He throws on to first, retires Pacheco there, but with the runner in motion, Jacksonville avoids the double play ball. So here comes Christian Coypel in an RBI opportunity with one out in the bottom of the sixth. 1 run so far scored in this game on the RBI infield single from Blake DeLamiler back in the first inning. That inning was the only other previous time that Jacksonville has put the leadoff man on. Chase Malloy, who singled, stole second, went to third on a ground out, scored on that RBI single. First pitch that Coy Pell sees, misses down and outside, ball one. Leppy today 0 for 1 with a walk. He set a new career best in RBI with his solo home run in the second inning yesterday. Is now driven in 32 on the year. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball away, 2-0. Diaz at second base. A chance for an insurance run for Jacksonville here in the sixth. Coy Pell rolls over a ground ball right side. Sliding stop by Desero in shallow right field, and he throws sidearm on to first from his knees to get Coy Pell. The runner, Diaz, moves down to third.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 23.
Can Blake DeLamler do it again?
DeLamler.
He is the lone RBI from anyone here today, and here comes pitching coach Dave Thurneau. With runner at third and 2 outs. And the first bit of trouble for Nick Durgin since the first inning. And really, he has acquitted himself well enough here to turn this more like into a second inning scenario where he's got 2 outs and now just needs to find a way to get one more to strand that man in scoring position. But has to be careful, you know, that wild pitch in play here to score a run. But Prejean has been very good behind the dish here today, and Durgin has not been exactly erratic at all. I would be surprised if we saw one here. But hey, you never say never. First pitch to DeLamler after the mound visit is a big breaking ball in at the knees for a strike. Della today 1 for 2 with that RBI infield single in the first. He checks his swing. They appeal down to first. He went around on the ball downstairs, makes it 0-2. So DeLamler has to protect now down in the count. 0-2 pitch. Durgin upstairs. DeLamler checks his swing again, this time held up. 1-2. Diaz at third. 1-0 Jacksonville. Bottom of the sixth. 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, blocked by Prejean. He keeps it in front. It rolls out onto the diamond. No chance for Diaz to go anywhere. 2-2. Big spot here in the sixth. Jacksonville is not led by more than 1 run this entire weekend. 2-2 pitch to DeLamler, and he smokes one down toward short. Knocked down by Estrella, picks it up, throws on to first, and gets the out. It wasn't as clean as we've seen from the shortstop here today, but he makes the play nonetheless to end the inning and the threat and keep it a 1-run game. We head to the 7th, still 1-0, Jacksonville on top. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. Leighton Alley back out for the 7th inning here. Jacksonville leading Stetson 1-0. 1 run scored so far in this game. It came back in the first. The two teams have combined for just 1 hit since the second. Here we are in the 7th. Dolphins clinging to a slim lead, trying to even the series here and force a rubber match on Saturday. Christian Pregent up first, and he takes a first pitch strike from the side-arming right-hander Leighton Alley to begin the 7th. Alley faced the minimum in the 6th with a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. Top of the order awaiting on deck for Stetson, the 0-1. That's another strike pumped in at the belt. Pregent today 0 for 1 with a strikeout, has also been on base thanks to a walk back in the 2nd. Alley with the 0-2, and a slapper down towards short, under the glove of the diving Malloy, and Pregent has himself his 3rd base knock of the weekend. The leadoff man is aboard for Stetson here in the 7th. Good piece of hitting there for Pregent, who took a pitch that looked like it was closer to hitting him in the leg than crossing the strike zone, and grounded it into left center field. And here comes head coach Chris Hayes with a steady diet of lefties due up here at the top of the Stetson lineup, and he is ready to make a pitching change for a more specialized situation. So Alley gives up 1 hit in an inning plus of work, and I imagine Jacksonville is bringing in a left-hander here now to face off against this top of the order, which features 3 consecutive lefty bats for Stetson. And here comes Jack Carver jogging in out of the bullpen. We'll step aside while he gets loose. 1-0, Jacksonville leading it. Runner at first with no one out in the top of the 7th. You're listening to JU Baseball from Van Wagner on the Jacksonville Dolphin Sports. Jack Carver in, replacing Leighton Alley. From one St. Johns County product to another, and Jacksonville trying to hang on to a 1-run lead here in the 7th. This is when things started to go sour for Jacksonville yesterday. Well, it was actually the 8th. Dolphins took the lead in the 7th, 3-2 before giving up 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and falling 6-4 eventually. And it just feels like this game's not going to end 1-0. But Jack Carver is trying to make sure that he does his part, and he has been very good in relief for Jacksonville here this season, making his 9th appearance out of the bullpen. And he gets the leadoff man, Cameron Hill, with a runner at first, the tying run, and no one out in the 7th. The lefty Carver sets and fires and misses away with a fastball to start. Carver's 1-0 and is down and outside. Berg up to his feet quickly, and he pump fakes on to first as Pregent retreats back to the bag safely without a throw. 10 innings of work for Carver in relief this year. He has allowed 4 runs on 8 hits, 14 strikeouts to just 1 walk. 2-0 pitch. And he dots the outside corner that time with a heater. 2-1 to Cameron Hill, who is 1 for 3 with a single back to lead off the game in the first. 2-1 pitch. No, they throw over to first, and they got Pregent frozen. He's picked off without moving, and he thinks that Carver should have been called for a balk there, but doesn't get any sympathy from first base umpire Jay Furlong, and a big play by Carver to get the pickoff for out number 1. Now the 2-1 pitch to Hill, and a breaking ball just drops outside of the zone. 3-1 here to Hill. Carver deals. Fastball upstairs, and he issues a walk for just the 2nd time this year. So the tying run back on base for Stetson, but now with 1 out.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 11, Nick DePonzio.
Brings up Nick DePonzio, 1 for 3. His single came back in the first inning as part of an early hit spree for this Stetson team, who collected 3 consecutive hits to lead off the game. Had 4 hits through the first 2 innings, but have just 1 since then. And it came at the beginning of this inning from Pregent. First pitch, and a little flare towards shallow left field that drops down in front of Diaz for a base knock. DePonzio sawed off, but he makes it work. And the tying run moves into scoring position with that single to left for DePonzio, his 2nd hit of the day. 2 on, 1 out for Johan Desero. He is also 1 for 3 here on the day, as Stetson is starting to find some success against the Jacksonville bullpen after innings of being stymied. Carver's first offering, and Desero watches a breaking ball finish way outside, ball 1. Hill at second, DePonzio at first. Good speed on the base paths for Stetson. Jacksonville leading 1-0 in the top of the 7th. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing on a strike called on a breaking ball that catches the outside edge. Carver most recently appeared on Tuesday night against UCF. Threw an inning and a third, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. 1-1 pitch. And crowd voicing their displeasure with how that one was called ball 2 outside. That means for a guy like Jack Carver, who relies extensively on his breaking ball, especially away from lefties, things get a little more challenging. He comes back in with a fastball and runs it right on the outer part of the plate. Desero thought about it and held up, but it's 2-2. Runners at first and second with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Carver looking for a big second out of the inning here after picking off Pregent after coming in relief. A lot of dancing out there at second base. A pickoff play back to second, and Hill able to dive back in safely under the tag of Malloy. I feel like if Carver had been able to throw it on kind of that first move that Hill made out there, he took a big jump and then sort of hopped back a little closer to the bag before retreating on the pickoff. Strike 3 called on a, looked like it may have been a changeup on the outside edge. Regardless, it's a strike, and it's a second out of the inning. And Carver, his day is done. Here comes head coach Chris Hayes, who has gone deep into the strategy binder in this tight one and is electing to go straight matchup oriented here with his bullpen, which is fresh after only one arm was used in yesterday's game, though Tyler Vogel unavailable here today, the Jacksonville closer, after throwing 34 pitches in his outing yesterday. So it's Blake Barquin, the right-hander, who gets the call out of the pen with 2 outs and 2 on in the top of the 7th. Jacksonville leading 1-0 and trying to keep it that way. We'll step aside while he gets loose. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner on the Jacksonville Dolphins Sports. Blake Barquin, the third pitcher of the inning for Jacksonville. Jack Carver gets the first 2 outs of the inning after he relieved Leighton Alley, who gave up a single to start the 7th. There are 2 on with 2 out. Jacksonville has gone straight chess here late in this one, holding a slim 1-0 lead. We will see if this move works similar to how the last 2 did. Alley went a scoreless inning of relief in the 6th after coming in for Michael Darrell Hicks. Carver gets 2 men out, allowing 2 men to reach. And here is Jacob Bullard, who is 0 for 2 today with a walk his last time up, working against Barquin, a righty-on-righty matchup with 2 on and 2 out in the 7th. Base hit here at least ties the game. Big spot for the freshman Barquin. His first pitch is a foul ball off to the right side and out of play. Barquin is making his 14th appearance in relief this year. That is the second most for any Jacksonville reliever, trailing only Dolphin closer Tyler Vogel. The freshman from Lakeland, who has been very reliable for Jacksonville this season. A pickoff play back to second base. Snap tag by Pacheco, but Hill back in safely again. 24 and a third innings pitch for Barquin in his 13 outings coming into today. 16 runs, 13 earned, allowed on 27 hits, 17 strikeouts, 10 walks. 0-1 pitch, runner goes. Pitch is up for a ball and dropped by Berg, so Hill steals third. DePonzio does not move, and Hill has his 18th, 18th stolen base of the year. Runners at the corners, still 2 outs. Runner goes to second. The ball bounces away from Berg this time. And a stolen base for DePonzio, which comes one play later. He is now in scoring position as well. 2-1 on Bullard as Barquin has missed high and low on his last 2 pitches respectively. Two-one pitch, swing and a miss as he powers a high heater past Bullard to even the count. Well, one thing that Barquin has received consistent praise on for this season is the fact that he is one of those guys, especially impressive as a young guy, but one of those guys whose heart rate just seems to stay the same no matter what the situation is here. His 2-2, strike 3 called as he locates on the outside edge and strands a couple of men in scoring position. Jacksonville remains on top 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van. Jake Berg leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. Jacksonville leading 1-0 after Blake Barquin comes in and strikes out the lone man he faces in relief. 3 pitchers combining to keep Stetson off the board. A swing and a miss by Berg to start. Nick Durgin back out for the 7th. He is still well under 100 pitches. That was his 88th. He has been economical on the mound here today. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Changeup down and outside to the lefty swinging catcher Jake Berg. Durgin, the only blemish today, that 1 run allowed in the first. Had a little bit of a stressful inning last inning, but worked around it, stranding a run at third. Pop up into shallow right field. It's the shortstop coming all the way over and making a catch. Didn't think Estrella would go over into shallow right, but he does so and traps it in the heel of his glove for out number 1. Jackson Grabsky 0 for 2 today. Jacksonville leading 1-0. Both teams have had opportunities to score runs. Grabsky pops up a foul ball to the right side and out. Jacksonville left a man at third base in the 6th, left a man in scoring position at second base in the 2nd. Had men at first and second at the end of the first as well, though did get a run in that one. Time called by Grabsky. Stetson has left men on base all day long. 9 total left on base here today, with not a single one of them coming to touch home yet. Ball bounces in 1-1. Jacksonville pitchers have done an extraordinary job here this afternoon. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's time for the offense to help give them a little breathing room. Base is empty, 1 out. The 1-2 to Grabsky. Ground ball hit right at the third baseman, Traficante. Throws low to first, but dug out well by Bullard for out number 2. After allowing that leadoff single in the 6th, Durgin has gone right back to business. 5 in a row retired, 4 ground outs, and that pop fly to shallow right. Jacksonville just has not hit the ball particularly hard against Durgin here today. Here's Tommy Joseph. First pitch misses outside, ball 1 to the switch-hitting Joseph, who bats left-handed. He's 0 for 2 today, has rolled over a couple of times. 1-0, same spot, same result, ball 2. The pitch. Same spot, same result, ball 3. Durgin is just trying his best to get an outside strike called here to Joseph, but hasn't gotten any of them yet. Same spot, this time called a strike. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. That one called strike 2, working the outside edge here to Joseph, who has watched 5 pitches and now has a full count against him. Base is empty, 2 outs. Durgin delivers. Breaking ball upstairs, and Joseph draws a 2-out walk. Does Jacksonville go to a pinch runner here? Yes, indeed. Here comes Elias Flowers to pinch run for Tommy Joseph with 2 outs. And Cam Ridley coming to the plate. Bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Jacksonville, 2 outs. And a runner on as Jacksonville tries to manufacture something against Durgin, who just hit the 100 pitch mark. Action in the Stetson bullpen. The pitch runs down and in on the right-handed swinging Ridley, ball 1. A lefty throwing down to the pen for the Hatters. And another pitch. Ooh. Ball in on the hands of Ridley, called strike 1. Ball and a strike on the Jacksonville center fielder. The pinch runner Flowers at first with 2 outs. Does he go in motion at any point here? They throw over to first to check on him. He's back in standing up. Flowers in limited action this year. This is 19th game he has appeared in. Is 6 for 7 in stolen bases. Tied for 3rd on the team. The 1-1. That one a little inside, and it moves to a 2-1 count in favor of Ridley. He was the man in scoring position a couple of innings ago that was unable to be driven in. Well, I say a couple of innings ago. That was all the way back in the 2nd now. Doesn't feel like that long ago, but alas, it has been. 2-1 pitch. And he flies one high into deep center field on the run hill, back toward the track, and he makes a leaping catch at the wall. And that ends the inning. That ball just kept carrying off the bat of Ridley, who takes off his helmet in salute of his fellow center fielder, as Stetson's defense has been fantastic again here today. Dolphins get a man on, but nothing more. It's still 1-0 through 7. We head to the 8th. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. Of the game here today for both sides. Just one error committed in this one, and it hasn't burned anybody yet. Blake Barquin back out after getting the final out of the 7th, and he misses low to Daniel Labrador, the designated hitter. 1-0 pitch, and that is down and away again. 2-0 to Labrador, who is the man who reached on that error back in the 4th. He led it off. Advanced all the way around to 3rd, but was stranded there as part of a bases loaded situation for Stetson as a strike is called in at the letters, 2-1. Part of a magical act by Michael Darrell Hicks through much of the day, stranding base runners aboard all afternoon. 2-1 pitch. Foul ball that is waved off, yeah. Labrador grounded it off of his foot, and maybe he remembers what happened earlier in the ball game to, who was that? That was Desero, and decided I'm going to go ahead and take off just to make sure. Craig Meir was quick to call that one foul, and head coach Chris Hayes out to have a quick chat about it. I mean, he called it immediately on that one and seemed much more confident than the out call on the somewhat questionable ground ball that looked like it may have gone off the foot of Desero back in the 5th inning, in which the umpires had to come together to talk about it afterward, and they eventually ended up ruling indeed it was an out. 1-3. 2-2 pitch. Foul ball back. Another 2-2 here from Barquin, and a foul ball lifted out of play to the right side. So Labrador making Blake Barquin work for it here as we start off this 8th inning. Stetson desperately trying to get a man on again and hope that eventually you threaten long enough that you finally break through. Another 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss, and Labrador down on strikes on the inside changeup. A couple of strikeouts for Barquin here in relief. One out and the base is empty here in the 8th for Camden Traficante. He's been on base once so far here today via that walk in the 4th. He is also grounded out and struck out. First pitch, fastball high and away, ball 1. Fastball located in at the belt. Traficante, the switch hitter, has been batting left-handed all afternoon. As he waits for the 1-1 and grounds it to the right side. It is knocked down by Coypel, up to his feet, throws to the covering Barquin for the out. Well done by the Jacksonville first baseman. As we continue to see sensational defense from all parties involved here today. And Stetson, head coach Steve Trimper going to the bench and bringing in a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting for the Hatters.
It is Brandon Hilton for Anthony DeFabia. Hilton got the start out in right field yesterday, so I imagine it stays in as a straight switch here. in yesterday's contest. Hilton batted in the 3-hole, went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch, he grounds it foul right side. The left-handed swinging Hilton. In here with 2 outs in the 8th. Jacksonville leading 1-0 behind 0-1. Barkman with a couple of deep breaths. Works first base side of the rubber. Comes home and misses down and outside for ball 1. Check swing on a ball outside. They appeal down to third. He did not go around. Now 2-1 in favor of Hilton, the pinch hitter. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him in knots there. He ran one inside. Hilton coming off the bench for just the 3rd time this season. Brings his .238 average to the plate. The 2-2 from Barkman. Tipped into the mid of Berg, who hangs on, and 2 more strikeouts for 3 total. Blake Barkman in an inning and a third of scoreless relief. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 1-0 Jacksonville. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner.
In sports, if you think joy only happens
Jacksonville with a base runner for the third consecutive inning. They got him all the way around to third back in the sixth. Did not advance him past first last inning. First pitch into Pacheco is a called strike. The 0-1 from Gonzalez. Fly ball hit out into center field. Hill a couple of steps back to his left, and he hauls it in for out number 2. So it's up to Christian Coypel.
First baseman, number 8, Christian Coypel.
Lempe today 0 for 2. Drew a walk back in the first. Runner at first, 2 outs. Jacksonville leading 1-0. Gonzalez trying to give his team the best chance possible here. The brother of Chris Gonzalez, yesterday's starter for Stetson. Jonathan, 2 outs so far registered here in the 8th, and he throws it away over to first. On a pickoff move, Diaz headed down to second. A big turn there, and he holds up. And Gonzalez slaps his glove in frustration with himself on a throw over to Bullard that was kind of blocked out by Diaz, who went back into the bag standing up. He just wasn't able to reach around the Jacksonville left fielder to get to that throw. It wasn't as errant as some throws you see get away over at first, but the first error of the ballgame on Stetson moves a man into scoring position. First pitch to Coypel, and a line drive bouncing its way into center field. Diaz waved around. Hill up with the throw to the plate. Not in time. RBI single Christian Coypel as the Dolphins take advantage of the error and lead now 2-0. Well, it almost feels a little bit like yesterday's game in reverse, to where Stetson saw chances and struck every single time. Jacksonville hasn't quite been as advantageous here today, but that was a moment that we would have seen in yesterday's game completely reversed. Here is Blake DeLamiler with a runner at first and 2 outs. And it's a fastball that runs down and in, brushing DeLamiler off the plate for ball 1. Coypel drives in his 33rd of the year, and a tiny bit of breathing room for Jacksonville here in the bottom of the 8th. A bouncing ball that skips past Pregent to the wall. Coypel advances down to second. And Jonathan Gonzalez has been a little erratic here this inning in how he has handled himself, and it's just been extra stark considering how in control Nick Durgin was all day long. 2-0. Ground ball right side and through. They wave around Coypel. The throw from Keel to the plate, and he is out. An excellent throw from Keel to Pregent, who didn't even have to move to turn and apply the tag on Coypel, who tried to go in head first. And that ends the inning. Jacksonville making Stetson make a play defensively, and the Hatters do. The new defensive right fielder, Connor Keel, rises to the occasion. But Jacksonville, using a Christian Coypel RBI single, make it a 2-0 game as they head to the 9th and try and close it out when we return. You're listening to Jacksonville University Baseball from Van Wagner. 2-0. Jacksonville leading Stetson. Dolphins trying to close it out and even the series at 1. Blake Barquin, an inning and a third of scoreless relief, back out to the mound. And he gets to face a pinch hitter in Kyle Ball here to start things off. He misses low and away to the right-handed swinging Ball, who enters in the spot of Andrew Estrella, who went 0 for 2 today with a couple of punch-outs looking. 1-0 pitch is a called strike on the outside edge. 1-1. Ball, usually a regular in the Stetson lineup, swings, and a leaping catch made at third by Jackson Grabsky, robs him of a base hit. Holy cow, Grabsky got up about as high as I have ever seen him get up. And that ball was destined for 2 bases at least. And Grabsky with a full extension upward. I think it's because he pulled the pants up today. If he goes low cuffed, no way he gets the leap to make that catch. And a sensational first out of the inning as the first pitch into Pregent misses low and away, ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball foul to the left side. Christian Pregent doing what he does and pulling the baseball hard to the left side of the infield. Jackson Grabsky better get over and hug that line. 1-1 here on the Stetson catcher with 1 out in the top of the ninth. Jacksonville leading 2-0. The pitch. And there it is, right at Grabsky at third, near the line. He sidearms on to first, out number 2. Well, Grabsky had the lone error committed by a Jacksonville Dolphin in this ballgame, but he has certainly atoned for it in this inning alone.
Now batting, the center fielder number 2, Cam.
And it's down to Cameron Hill. He's been on base twice today, singling and drawing a walk his last time up, and he belts one out to deep right field on the run. DeLamiler back to the wall. It's off the top of the wall. DeLamiler has to go run it down as Hill is thinking 3. The throw from Blake is nowhere near in time, and a triple with 2 outs in the ninth. And Stetson brings the tying run to the plate, and that insurance run for Jacksonville just a half inning ago looks very important right now. Cameron Hill with his 4th triple of the year. And that brings up DePonzio. First pitch to DePonzio, buried in the dirt, blocked by Berg. Ground ball hit down right at the shortstop, Malloy. Up with it, on to first, in time, and the ball game is over. Jacksonville, for the first time since February 23rd, 2020, pitch a shutout against an opponent, winning this one 2-1 today. And with that win, Jacksonville head coach Chris Hayes is locked up with his 150th win as head coach of the Jacksonville Dolphins. So congrats to Coach Hayes, congrats to the Dolphins for a 2-0 win here today, and a series on the line tomorrow afternoon with the first pitch scheduled for 1 o'clock. Your winning pitcher here today, Michael Darrell Hicks, who earns his first win in a Jacksonville uniform. He improves to 1-4 now on the season. And Nick Durgin takes the tough loss, 1-2 now on the year. Similar to Mason Adams yesterday, a guy who pitched well enough to not be tagged with a loss, Durgin today, but he takes it nonetheless. He falls to 1-2. Jacksonville with the win here today, 17-15 now on the year, 5-9 in the A-Sun. Stetson falls to 18-16, also 5-9 in the A-Sun. Series finale coming tomorrow. Oh, Blake Barquin, should mention, getting a save here today as well. going 2 1/3 innings of relief, his first career save. So hats off to the freshman for that. Jacksonville and Stetson playing for a series win tomorrow afternoon. First pitch scheduled for 1 o'clock, and we'll have the broadcast for you right here on the Jacksonville Dolphins Sports Network. Again, your final score, Jacksonville 2, Stetson nothing. We'll talk to you all tomorrow afternoon. This has been Scott Manzi signing off from John Sessions Stadium, a presentation of Jacksonville University Athletics and Van Wagner Sports.
This presentation of Jacksonville University Athletics was presented by W.B. Mason, the official office supply provider of the Dolphins.